Before a man ever hears a single word you say, he's already reacting to something far more subtle, the energy you carry. It's easy to think that attraction begins with what you say, with the perfect line or the clever joke. But the truth is, men notice presence long before words. They feel it in the way you hold yourself, the calm confidence in your body, the subtle way you move through a room. This is why two women can say exactly the same words, and one will leave him thinking about her for days, while the other barely registers. The difference isn't in the words themselves, it's in the energy behind them. Energy communicates far more than language ever could. It's the invisible signal that says, without saying, I'm comfortable in my own skin, I value myself, and I don't need your approval to exist. And that's magnetic. Because most people go through life broadcasting insecurity, need, and self-doubt, men are wired to notice the woman who doesn't. She's not trying to impress, she's already present in her own power. There's a kind of freedom in that presence, a quiet confidence that allows him to be himself without pressure, without games, without the constant need to prove himself. But here's the subtlety many women miss. Confidence isn't the absence of vulnerability. It isn't about pretending to be perfect or unshakable. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Confidence is embracing your imperfections, your quirks, and your humanity, and still being fully comfortable in your own skin. It's this combination, softness and strength, warmth and self-assuredness, that creates an irresistible pull. Men are drawn to it because it doesn't trigger their need to chase approval. Instead, it makes them want to rise to match the energy they see, to step into a connection where both people feel free, alive, and authentic. And notice how this plays out in the smallest details. The way you walk into a room, the way your eyes meet his without needing permission, the way you laugh freely without self-judgment, all of these are micro expressions of energy that communicate a message far stronger than words ever could. Presence is active, not passive. It's about being fully alive in the moment and not shrinking yourself to fit someone else's expectations. So, when we talk about making a man fall, it's not about clever lines, planned text messages, or calculated flirting. It begins with something far more fundamental, the energy you carry before you ever speak. This energy tells him who you are, what you value, and what it's like to be in your world. It's your unspoken invitation to be seen, understood, and respected on a deeper level. If there's one insight to take away, it's this: your presence is your power. Guard it, cultivate it, and step into it fully. Men don't fall for words first. They fall for the energy of a woman who knows her worth, moves with confidence, and lives fully in her own skin. That is the foundation of attraction, and it is unforgettable. The move that makes a man fall for you instantly isn't complicated. It's not a line, a strategy, or even a carefully timed text. It's something far simpler, yet profoundly powerful: warmth without need. So often, we think attraction requires chasing, impressing, or performing, showing him why he should like us, why we're worth his attention. But the truth is, the most magnetic women aren't those who are trying to prove themselves. They are the ones who create an emotional space where he feels welcomed, safe, and genuinely wanted. When you lead with warmth, you send a subtle but unmistakable message: I like you, I see you, and I enjoy being around you, but I am not desperate for your approval. That distinction is critical. Men are wired to respond to freedom, to the absence of pressure. When a woman leans in with need, with anxiety or expectation, it triggers a subtle sense of constraint, even if he isn't consciously aware of it. But when warmth is combined with self-assurance, it has the opposite effect. It invites him in, it makes him want to engage, and it sparks that instinctive pull that feels irresistible. Warmth without need also communicates emotional intelligence. It demonstrates that you are aware of yourself and your feelings, but that you don't allow another person's actions to dictate your emotional state. This is profoundly attractive because it shows that you are available without being dependent, connected without being controlling. A man feels seen, appreciated, and respected, and when a man feels that way, he wants more of it. He wants to stay in that space, to seek it out, to contribute to it. That is the essence of instant attraction, not manipulation, not games, but the authentic expression of emotional balance. What's fascinating is how subtle this move can be. It's in the way you greet him, in the tone of your voice, in your posture. It's in your smile when he shares something trivial, your lightness when the conversation drifts, and your ability to laugh with him rather than at him. Men are drawn to women who create emotional safety and joy, and that's what warmth without need does. It's magnetic without trying, effortless without rehearsing. But there's a deeper layer here. Warmth without need also communicates self-respect. It says, I know my value. I am not willing to give it away indiscriminately. I can enjoy your company and still maintain my integrity and my standards. And this combination, approachability with personal boundaries, is what makes a man feel that connection so intensely that he starts to imagine a future with you without even realizing it. So, if you take nothing else from this, remember this. The one move that makes a man fall for you isn't about the words you say. It's about the emotional energy you carry and the way you deliver it. Lead with warmth, not need. Engage without over-investing. Open without giving away your power. When you do this, attraction becomes inevitable because it is not forced, it is invited. And here's the truth that stays with you. Men don't fall for perfection, they fall for presence. They fall for a woman who welcomes them without needing them to define her. That is the move that sparks instant, undeniable attraction. One of the most powerful things a woman can do when she wants to capture a man's attention is to show curiosity, but not overinvest too early. It's a delicate balance, yet it's one of the most misunderstood principles in attraction. Many women believe that if they want a man to like them, they must give everything away, their time, their attention, their emotional energy, all upfront. But the truth is, overinvestment, especially at the beginning, can actually create the opposite effect. It can feel suffocating, it can trigger a sense of obligation, and it can strip away the natural tension that fuels desire. Curiosity, on the other hand, is magnetic. It's an invitation, not a demand. It communicates, I'm interested in you, I want to know you, but I am not defined by this connection alone. When a man senses that curiosity, it sparks his instinct to engage, to share, and to reveal himself, not because he's being manipulated, but because he's genuinely intrigued. Curiosity creates a subtle push-on-pull dynamic that keeps him mentally and emotionally engaged, and it allows desire to grow naturally over time. Think of it like a dance. When you overinvest, you are essentially trying to carry the entire rhythm yourself. But when you show curiosity without overcommitting, you allow him to take his own steps, to lean in, to chase a little, and to prove his own interest. That sense of autonomy is what creates real attraction. A man wants to feel that he is choosing you, not that you are choosing him unconditionally from the start. And here's the key. Curiosity without overinvestment doesn't make you cold or detached. It makes you intriguing, alive, and fully in your own power. This principle also communicates emotional intelligence. It shows that you are aware of yourself, your desires, and your boundaries. You can enjoy his company, ask questions, and show genuine interest, all without surrendering your sense of self or making your happiness dependent on his attention. Men are drawn to this because it mirrors the type of secure, confident energy that is rare in relationships. They respond instinctively to a woman who is fully present, fully engaged, but fully herself. Even in subtle ways, this approach creates deep psychological impact. The way you listen, the way you follow up on his stories, the way you show thoughtful engagement without overextending yourself, it all sends a message. It says, you matter to me, but I am not losing myself in the process. I am available, yet I maintain my standards. And that balance is irresistibly attractive because it combines approachability with independence, desire with self-respect. So, if there's one insight to take away from this, it's that curiosity is powerful only when paired with emotional self-restraint. You can be warm, engaged, and present without giving everything away. You can show interest without losing intrigue, and when you master this balance, attraction isn't forced. It unfolds naturally, organically, and with intensity. Men don't fall for neediness, and they don't fall for overexposure. They fall for the woman who is curious, engaged, and fully herself, because she invites them into a space that is compelling, alive, and infinitely worth exploring. One of the most overlooked elements of attraction is boundaries, and not in the way most people think. We often associate boundaries with walls, with distance, with saying no in a defensive way. But the kind of boundary that makes a man fall deeply and quickly is not a wall. It's a standard delivered with calm certainty. It's a quiet signal that communicates your value, your self-respect, and the way you expect to be treated, without ever needing to demand or argue for it. Men are wired to respect women who have clear boundaries because boundaries create clarity, confidence, and emotional safety. The reason this is so magnetic is simple. Men instinctively want to be part of a world where they feel needed, but not in charge of everything. A woman who establishes standards, who calmly communicates what is and isn't acceptable, tells him that she is in control of her life, and she is not going to compromise her worth for anyone. That is incredibly compelling. It makes him want to step up, to rise to the level she has set, because it feels like a challenge that is exciting and meaningful, not arbitrary or punitive. Boundaries are also a reflection of self-awareness. They show that you know what you want, that you value yourself enough to not settle for less, and that your life is complete without him. And paradoxically, this independence draws a man closer. It's not about keeping him at a distance. It's about showing him that your presence is a choice, a gift he earns through respect, effort, and genuine connection. When a woman conveys her standards in this way, men don't feel restricted. They feel guided, intrigued, and deeply compelled to engage. The subtlety lies in delivery. A boundary is not a threat, an argument, or an ultimatum. It is calm, confident, and consistent. For example, when you honor your own time, when you politely say no to behaviors you won't tolerate, when you maintain your emotional equilibrium regardless of his actions, you communicate that your life has rhythm and structure. Men notice this even if unconsciously. They feel that you have agency, and that creates desire. It's this contrast, the combination of warmth, presence, curiosity, and unshakable standards, that makes a woman unforgettable. Boundaries also prevent a common mistake many women make, losing themselves in pursuit of another person's validation. When you allow a man to define your value, to dictate your emotional state, or to override your principles, you inadvertently make yourself less attractive. Attraction thrives on respect, not compromise. A woman who knows her standards, who communicates them without fear, inspires admiration and, more importantly, a deep emotional connection. So, the insight to take away is this: boundaries are not walls, they are a declaration of self-worth. They tell a man who you are, what you value, and the way you expect to be treated. And when those boundaries are expressed with calm certainty, they are profoundly attractive. Men don't fall for women who bend themselves to be liked. They fall for women who know themselves, honor their standards, and invite him into a space where respect, admiration, and genuine desire can flourish. That is the invisible, magnetic force that transforms interest into commitment and fleeting attention into lasting attraction. One of the most powerful things a woman can do in attraction is master emotional composure. It's not about being perfect or never feeling hurt or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's about responding, not reacting. This distinction is subtle, but it's one of the single most magnetic qualities a woman can embody. Men notice it, even if they can't explain why. When you maintain calm, clarity, and confidence in the face of uncertainty, it communicates that your sense of self is independent of his moods, his attention, or his choices. That independence is deeply compelling because it creates a sense of safety and stability, while also subtly signaling that you are not easily won over. Think about what usually happens in dating. A man might delay responding, act inconsistent, or test your patience without even realizing it. Most women respond instinctively with anxiety, frustration, or over-explaining, and in doing so, they give away their power. Emotional reactions can communicate neediness or insecurity, and that instantly diminishes attraction. But a woman who pauses, breathes, and chooses her response demonstrates a level of maturity and confidence that is rare, and rare is magnetic. By controlling your emotional reactions, you create a sense of intrigue. He doesn't know what to expect, and that tension draws him in because it's exciting and challenging in the right way. This doesn't mean pretending you don't feel anything. Emotional composure is not about suppression. It's about mastery. It's about acknowledging your feelings internally, understanding them, and then choosing the most effective way to communicate them. When a man sees that you can navigate life's uncertainties without losing your center, it reassures him. It shows that being with you is not a source of drama, but a place of stability and balance. It's the difference between feeling like he's chasing emotional turbulence and feeling like he's stepping into something rare, grounded, and valuable. The beauty of emotional composure is also in the contrast. Life is unpredictable, and men are drawn to women who can be soft, warm, and joyful while remaining unshakable in their inner world. That combination creates fascination. It communicates that you are approachable and human, yet not easily shaken by external circumstances. He begins to feel that your presence is not dependent on him performing perfectly, and that allows him to relax, reveal himself, and desire you more deeply. Ultimately, emotional composure is a reflection of self-respect and self-awareness. It says without words, I am in control of my own happiness. I know my worth. I am not defined by your attention or your behavior. And when a woman can embody that consistently, it not only attracts a man, it encourages him to rise to match her energy, to respect her, and to invest in a meaningful, lasting way. So the insight here is clear. Attraction is about presence, warmth, boundaries, curiosity, and composure. Emotional composure is the glue that holds all of these together. Men don't fall for drama or chaos. They fall for women who respond with clarity, strength, and grace. Master this, and you create a magnetic energy that draws him in naturally, effortlessly, and permanently. One of the most subtle yet profound moves a woman can make is simply being fully present. It sounds almost too simple to be true, but the impact is extraordinary. Presence is not about overperforming, creating drama, or trying to impress. It's about genuinely inhabiting the moment with him, listening fully, responding thoughtfully, and allowing your authentic self to emerge without pretense. Men are drawn to women who make them feel seen and understood because it's rare. Most people are distracted by their phones, by their own insecurities, or by what they think they should say. But when a woman is truly present, she offers something far more valuable: undivided attention, emotional engagement, and a sense of being known in a way that feels intimate and rare. Presence is magnetic because it creates connection without pressure. When you look him in the eye, respond to his words with curiosity, and allow moments of silence to exist without anxiety, you're telling him something very powerful without saying a word. You matter. You are worth my attention. I am here fully, and I am enjoying this moment with you. That kind of energy sparks desire in a way that words alone can never replicate. It transforms ordinary interactions into emotionally charged experiences. But presence isn't just about listening or maintaining eye contact. It's about embodying your emotions authentically and unapologetically. Laugh when you feel joy. React when something moves you. Share your thoughts and feelings openly, but without overwhelming or overinvesting. It's this balance that makes him feel that he's discovering someone complex, real, and grounded. A woman who isn't performing to get love, but offering herself fully in a way that invites reciprocity. Presence also builds micro-connections that accumulate into deep, lasting attraction. Every moment you are fully engaged communicates respect, warmth, and emotional intelligence. Every subtle gesture, every genuine smile, every thoughtful response strengthens the sense of intimacy and connection. Men are not only drawn to women who are fun, warm, and confident. They are drawn to women who make them feel alive, seen, and understood in ways that feel effortless yet profound. Ultimately, presence is the culmination of everything else we've discussed. It's confidence in your energy, warmth without need, curiosity balanced with restraint, boundaries expressed calmly, and emotional composure. It is the tangible expression of a woman who knows herself, values herself, and moves through the world fully alive. When you master presence, you create an irresistible magnetic field, not through strategy, but through authenticity. So, the insight to take away is this: men don't fall for words, lines, or performances. They fall for moments where they feel truly seen. Presence is your secret weapon. Be here, fully, authentically, and with clarity. When you do, you create a connection that is profound, unforgettable, and deeply desired. And in that space, attraction is not forced. It flows naturally, powerfully, and permanently.